Well, good afternoon, everybody out there in YouTube land, and I hope you're having a fine and dandy day just as I am. Excuse me one moment. I need to move the chair, for 'tis not comfortable on my bottom. Didn't need to know that really, did you? A little bit of extra info thrown in there just for the heck of it. Right, so something that I used to use continually on investigations, and something that I found really, really useful and works really, really well, is that, well, let me take you back to let me talk about spirit voices. Spirit voices are inaudible to the naked ear. In actual fact, the only time you can really pick them up is, well, no, that's a lie actually. Some spirit voices can be heard quite clear and crisp, but those are disembodied voices. Those are voices that seem to come from everywhere but nowhere at the same time. I've experienced those, as have other people, and so you might have as well, I don't know. But there are other spirit voices that are completely inaudible to the naked ear. In actual fact, the only time you can pick them up is when you use a voice recorder, and then you review the audio footage, and then hopefully to your questions you will get some kind of response. This is probably the best way to pick up interaction with spirits. Everything else is kind of hit and miss really. Even stuff like video. It's great if you can get it, and some of it is just completely and utterly spot on. But then 99% of it is a grey area, very, very grey area as to whether it's credible or not. So one of the things that I used to use, and I haven't used for a while, but I've recently invested in one, is this here. Now, you'll hear people refer to them as sonic ears. It's got a parabolic dish, which is like a convex dish. And what happens is, you've got a set of earphones here. Now, I got this second hand. This, for me to buy brand new, would be so expensive. It's a piece of American kit, and it is really, really cool. As I say, to buy it brand new, it would be far too expensive for me to invest in. So, what I've got, you've got earphones here with it, and you plug the earphones in here, put the earphones on, and then you ask questions, but what you do is you continually radiating it like that. You see, like a radar, radiating. And then hopefully what you should be able to pick up is voice or sounds, and hopefully voices that are, just below our level of hearing. Now, it works really well. And you can get other ones over here. You can get cheaper versions over here. And you can get versions that fold down a lot better than this. I used to use one it was actually called a Sonic Ear, which was quite good. And it was kind of like a mic. And it was about so big. It's probably around about 5 or 6 inches long once you unfolded it. And you had a pair of earphones, and it was like a mic, and you could hold that anywhere and you could pick it up. But these are by far the best. These with the this convex dish are by far the best. And what happens is that it can pick up any sound. What happens is the sound comes from wherever, goes into the dish, is fed through the mic, and then you can pick it up via the earphones or the headphones. So it is a really neat and natty piece of kit. I've waited a long while for one of these to come on the market that was affordable enough for me, or that I was willing to pay that sort of money for. And I've got this one relatively cheap, just before Christmas really. So it was quite a good buy. It was absolutely a fantastic buy. And I would, as a paranormal investigator, I would invest in one of these. I've had lots and lots of voices that I picked up off of them. One that springs to mind, which was absolutely off the scale, was superb. And I was doing it was an old public house that was built on the grounds of it wasn't built on the grounds of a monastery. It used to be part of a monastery, but over the period of time, through hundreds and hundreds of years, obviously after the dissolving the Catholic Church, or dissolving the monasteries, what happened was dissolution. That's it. What happened was that the building was then turned into a public house, and it had been a public house for some 400 or 500 years, I believe. But priory to that, it was a monastery. So we did one in there, and I used one of these. And I remember the lady was saying that the problem they had, I don't know why, always seems to be significant haunting in ladies' toilets. Don't know why, don't know. Gents, never get a ghost in there. Ladies, always seem to be in there. So I don't know what's going on there. But the thing is that I used one of these on that investigation, and it was over in a place called Harpenden, which is quite a posh place near me. Notice to say near me and not where I am, because where I am wouldn't be that posh if they had me here, would it? So I did a building over there, the public house over there, which was reputedly haunted and has many, many documentations of hauntings for public delectation. You can check them out. Anybody can check them out. And one of the voices that I picked up on was a lady, and I heard, "Help, help, help me." And I thought, well, that's quite odd. So I checked everybody else to say, "Did you hear anything?" No, we didn't hear anything, nothing at all. Well, obviously I was the only one with this. I was the only one with this natty piece of kit like this. So I thought, okay, well, I'm going to check outside the pub, really, because I want to check outside before I go into the ladies' toilets. Believe me, the pub was closed. There was no ladies in there. And before I went into the ladies' toilets, I wanted to do what you should always do. Check around the outside or the periphery of the toilets. Check around everywhere that you can, is close proximity to the toilets, to make sure that there isn't anybody there, and to make sure that any of the buildings that are close by, you're not picking up on sound that's coming from them. So you could be picking up on, say, an argument from somebody up in a block of flats that could be right next to you, and you would assume that it was in the toilet, but it wasn't. So I did the checking, and there was absolutely nothing there. And I decided then that, right, okay, what I'll do, you couldn't even get down to where the back of the toilet was. It was that close to go to the fence, and there was nothing on the other side of it. So I checked there and turned the lights off, got the kit out, started using it around the toilets, asked if the lady that had spoken earlier was still there. Then I had a yes. Then I asked, quite quietly, "Is there anything I can do for you?" The voice again came back, "Help, help me." So then I asked, "Would you like me to help you? Is there something I can do to help you?" And then there was a giggle. Just a little giggle. And I thought, okay, maybe I don't know. Maybe she finds something funny. I don't know. She clearly does. I'll ask again. Is there anything I can do to help you? Are you stuck? Are you in trouble? Is there anybody you want to get away from? Is there somebody hindering you? What's the situation? Just let me know. And then there was a heavy laugh. I say heavy, it was only heavy because I could hear it through this, but it was quite not sinister, but just just a general laugh really from a lady. And I thought, oh right, okay, somebody's playing silly buggers here. Somebody's obviously trying to wind me up from the spirit world. I'm not going to take any notice of it. Now, it also ties in with the spirit that's in the ladies' toilets or bathroom, which apparently is female, basically winding people up and having a laugh at their expense. So I thought, okay, bit of a trickster here. So I said to my friend, didn't tell him anything about the bathroom or anything like that. I said, take this, go around, have a look, see if you can hear anything, see if you can pick up any voices. He said, okay, do that. Picked it up, went around, came back from the ladies' toilet, white as a sheet. I said, are you okay? He went, I think so. I said, what's the situation? Why are you looking so, why are you looking so down? Why are you looking so, well, down, but why are you just looking so frightened and flushed? Flushed, ladies' toilet, another dad joke. And the reason he was looking flushed, as he replied, was that he'd heard voices in the ladies' toilets of a lady, and she'd asked him to help, and then he asked her, how can I help? And then she just giggled, said something else, which was even with that, was inaudible to him. And he came out and he was white as a sheet. Obviously, what we tend to do, what I always say to investigators to do on my investigations, is if you experience something, don't tell another investigator. Keep it to yourself. If you feel the need, or what I would like you to do, is take some paper, a pen, and write down your experience on that piece of paper. Then fold it and keep it in your pocket. Don't tell any of the other investigators. So everybody's doing this, and that means at the end of the evening, when you come together, what you're doing is you're not polluting each other's conscience with information that only one person has picked up on. You're not then cross-referencing it, or you're not then putting it into somebody else's head so that they have that experience, but it's completely psychosomatic. So you can rule that element out. And that's what we do, or that's what we used to do. And at the end of the night, we got another couple of investigators to do it. And surprisingly, we all put our pieces of paper down at the end. I picked the pieces of paper up, divulged the information, and it seems funny because every investigator, every single one that used this and went into the lady's bathroom picked up on that extraneous voice. They picked up on that lady. And always the same thing. Help me giggle, help me laugh. You know, as I say, my friend picked up something that was inaudible to him, so we don't know what that was, but I'm assuming it was something along those lines. But yes, and I went back there probably to the same building a couple of years later, and then the voices I couldn't get anymore through this. I don't know what happened, but I did pick up on more activity in the main bar with the landlady, who said that the spirit was causing problems at this point, and she wanted to find out. And it transpired that it was actually the spirit of one of the old landladies. And I got a conversation with her going through an EMF machine, and which creates an electromagnetic field. And spirit can give you answers by disturbing that field and making a range of light up on the piece of kit, be it K2 or another EMF machine. And that's what we did. And we the information we gleaned is that she was still there. She loved the pub. You know, we had a little bit of a joke and a laugh with her. And yeah, it seems, I'm not sure if that was that spirit that was in the bathroom, but I think it probably was. And I just think that she was just having a laugh with us, really. Well, who wouldn't? What spirit wouldn't have a laugh with you? What spirit wouldn't want to wind you up? I mean, you know, great to do that when you're on this side of life. Imagine how much fun it must be that side of life when no one can see you. Must be fantastic. So yeah, so I would recommend one of these highly. They are a fantastic piece of kit. As I say, you can pick them up probably for about, not this one, although you might if you're lucky, you can pick them up for about 30 or 40 or even £50. In actual fact, I've not seen that many of these out there. This is called a Bionic Booster Electro Sound Amplifier. And it comes from somewhere in America. Can't really see it. Silver Creek Industries. Manitowoc? I don't know if I'm pronouncing that wrong. I'm sorry if you're American, but it is Manitowoc. I'm reading the word Manitowoc. It might be pronounced something entirely different. Sounds like some sort of Native American name that I'm persecuting by tearing it apart from what it should be called. Anyway, that's it. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that made some sense to you. It's not making much sense to me, but so long as it makes sense to you, that's all that counts, and that's all that matters. So yeah, it's a piece of kit. I just wanted to show it to you. Just wanted to give you a rundown on how good they are. And actually, there's some that you can get over here that you can actually do a visual and audio record on. So you can press a button and whatever you pick up is meant to be, it's only a few seconds though, it's about 12 seconds long, or 10 to 12 second length of time that you can record into. So yeah, but you know what, the thing is, when you transfer that then to laptop, it kind of breaks down even more. So I don't think it's worth paying that extra unless it was a really good voice recorder that was built into it, but there isn't one as yet. Actually, if you guys are budding nerds out there and ghost hunters, perhaps you could come up with something that is like this, as you can see, but has got somewhere some sort of recording device built into it that gives you longer than 12 seconds and makes the sound really good, because I think that would be a cool thing to do. Right, guys, don't see them very much on investigations now. Don't know why. There's lots of stuff that works on investigations that you don't really see, and there's lots of rubbish that you see in investigations that have never worked but seems to keep cropping up. Right, hope that's okay for you guys. Speak to you next time. Good ghost hunting. Oh, by the way, I'm out next week. I've got about 3 investigations. Cool. Speak to you later. Bye, guys.